Hey guys, welcome back. So if you're new here, my name is Maisha and I'm the owner and creator of MLD Craft Shop. I know it's been a very long time, but without further ado, I'm going to give you the update on working at Joann's. So I have worked at Joann's for 3 weeks now, and I have some updates on some sales. They may not be as good as you guys are thinking, so definitely keep that in mind. And I'll just kind of tell you some wacky things that I have just been seeing, overall working at Joann's. So, for starters, my experience working at Joann's has actually been really good. I mean, I work with some pretty awesome people. The managers are nice, all the coworkers are nice. I know they are getting some random people coming in working, i.e. me. I am one random person working. So, they're just taking it in strides. They're still keeping a smile on their face, even though the customers, some, I can't say all customers, but some customers are being very rude and nasty. And it's just disheartening because, they're losing their job too. They have to figure out what's next. You know, don't treat them, you know, just awful. Like I don't understand why people do that. So it's definitely been interesting to see. So but yes, like I said, it's been really fun to work there. I actually thoroughly enjoy what I do. I don't do very much, but I enjoy what I'm doing. So my job title is basically well, I don't have a title, but I come in, I stock supplies, I tag every item, and then I put it on carts to be restocked. So that's pretty much all I do. I don't do like the cut counter. I don't do cashier or anything like that because um they already have their designated people for those areas, so they really just need people to come in to be able to restock the shelves. That's basically all we need to do. Tag and restock. So that's my main job, and like I said, it's easy. I get to see what's coming in off the trucks, and you know some of it's random, but we'll get to that in a moment. So I want to go over the updated sales. Like I said, they're not, as people say, they're not selling, they're not like the good stuff, but how that goes. It's a liquidation company. They're trying to make as much as they can out of the products that are left. So I'm just gonna go down a list here. If you see me looking down, I'm looking at a list I have written out. So for starters, cotton fabric is still at 20%. I know it's been sitting there for a while. I have seen stores in other states and areas that are at 30%. I don't know if it's because they were closing before they announced all the stores to close, because our store originally was on the list of stores to stay open. So I'm not sure if that's the reason why, but that's just what our store is in Springfield, Illinois, where we're at. And this was as of this past Wednesday, which was I gotta check the date. Today is the 5th, so it was the 2nd. Okay, next up, fleece fabric. So we have a lot of fleece. It's 50 to 60% off a yard, and it is a 2 yard minimum for all of this. Just so you guys are aware, which you pretty much need at least 2 or more yards with fleece anyway. So the pre-cuts seem to be 60% off, and then the stuff that has to be cut seems to be 50% off. They just keep increasing that, I believe, because they have so much of it. So that's the reason why that's so high. Special occasion fabrics, all the weird furs and different bedazzled and like wedding attire kind of fabric is up to 50% off. Flannel and nursery fabric is 40% off. Art supplies, this includes like paint, color pencils, markers, uh what else is over there, drawing pencils, sketchbooks and all that and such is 30% off. However, all the canvases that you use to like paint on are 25% off. They're separate from the actual art supplies. As far as sewing machines and the glow frog and all that hullabaloo, that's anywhere between 10 to 15% off. I think they're raising that gradually. At one point, each sewing machine had its own price of the discount it was, so it's kind of, I think it varies really. They're not really making those be on sale that well at this time. So I would just kind of keep an eye out on those. We still have plenty of sewing machines and other machines of that nature. Yarn is still 25% off. So I don't think they're going to move that just because, like I said, you guys have bought out a lot of the yarn. So they don't really need to change the 25% off because people have panic bought a lot of it. So they probably don't have a lot left. Christmas decor is anywhere between 50 to 80% off. And then the spring collection, you know, like all the spring decor is 40% off. I know I haven't covered everything, but we do have a lot of areas of the store. And that's just kind of where I kind of jotted down some notes on what was on sale. So let's get to it. Let's specifically get to the yarn. Sorry, I have a pen in my hand. Let's get to the yarn section. So we got a stock, like a large supply of yarn, I think a couple weeks ago. I think that was my second week working there, I believe. Yeah, my second week working there, or my first week. I can't remember. It was a Friday. It was at least a week or two ago. We got 2 pallets of yarn, and I was so excited because they're like, "You want to help in yarn?" I was like, "Yes, this is the area I like. I am a crocheter, and I want to be in the yarn. So yes, absolutely." So we get over there, we're unpacking this yarn, and when I tell you they sent 5 to 6 boxes of the same exact color, same exact brand yarn, that's what they did. And I noticed watching some TikToks that a lot of other stores got that too, where they just got an overabundance of one color. It's like, we got a lot of yarn, yes, but it's all the same color or the same brand and same color. Like, it's insane. We were pulling out like a lime green, a dark green. It was like a bunch of green, and then we got some magentas and we got some blues. Oh, excuse me. And then we got that extra thick by Burnett blanket yarn, all navy blue, all like light blue, just so much of the same color. So it didn't even give people a lot of variety, which is what people are kind of wanting, but that's not the case at all. So our shelves, we still have a fair amount of yarn because of that situation that they sent so much of the same exact color, because you can only buy so much of the same color yarn. So I just thought that was interesting. Another thing that has been happening is they have been sending random things. So when I was unboxing some supplies, there was a big box of stuffed animals, and they were just like characters. And I was like, have we ever sold this? You know, I haven't been here this long, but I was like, have we ever sold, like character stuffed animals? And they're like, no, like, what is going on? So we are now learning that we are getting things from Big Lots. So I guess our Big Lots here, and I believe all of them are closing as well, if they're not already closed. Both of our Big Lots are closed here in town. So I think they are just emptying out. They must have shared warehouses or whatever, and I think they are emptying out the rest of their supplies. So now they're sending it to Joann. So we are getting the most randomest things that you wouldn't normally see at Joann's, we are getting. And it is very strange, and I'm not sure what's going on. So if you see some strange stuff in the store, that's why. Otherwise, guys, that's pretty much the update I have for you. There's really not too much going on as far as the sales. Our store did start selling the uh not hardware, the fixtures. So they already start selling those. So check your local stores. Ours in Springfield, for some reason, started early, which I thought was weird, and even the manager thought that was kind of strange too. So obviously people can't take home all of the fixtures because they're still using them, because we have a fair amount of supply in the store still. So but you are able to buy, and then it's marked with your name, and then you pick it up at a later date. So those are priced as marked, and they are not taking any type of discounts off of those. So, you know, but people are buying them up. They bought a few fixtures that I was interested in. So if you guys are in the area, definitely check those out. Otherwise, keep on the lookout on your local Joann's and see where they're at in their sales. Because like I said, every store seems to be a tad bit different. But that's all I got for you guys as far as Joann updates. I will continue to update you as it gets closer to the closing date. Be sure to subscribe to see more of these videos. I am trying to get better at making them, but you know, hey, in due time, I am working 2 jobs, so it is kind of a lot. But if you guys are interested in a certain supplies that I didn't talk about, I know like the Cricut Maker stuff, I'm not too sure what their discount is, so I didn't want to speak on it. But if you guys are interested in anything else, or you want me to take a look at my store and see exactly what we have on sale and what the discount is, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.